Thank you very much. I'm Aline, a student at Southern New Hampshire University through Kepler program. I'm pursuing my BA in management with concentration in operations and logistics. Now I'm going to provide my presentation about a function of management and management style. So starting to the overview, my overview contain different things, including description of planning of function, description of organizing function in organization, description of staffing function in organization. Also, there is description of reading function. There is description of controlling function. Again, there is description of the three management styles, which are delegating, directing, and discussion. Again, there is strength and weaknesses of management style. Also, there is conclusion and references. So, starting on description of planning in an organization, I found that planning is a process of thinking about and organizing the activities involved to achieve a desired goal. This means that planning is the process of reasoning and make an arrangement of different things that are needed to achieve a desired goal. For instance, in an organization, we have different things that the organization needs to achieve. So in order to achieve those different things, we need to have a plan of them. So this will help the organization to know what they covered and what they need to start on. For instance, I found that if the organization planned that all employees must come at work on 8 a.m., each employee will follow this direction as it is one of their plan. Again, in the organization, they can arrange different activities that they can follow so that they can achieve their goal. With this, I found that planning play different role in the organization, such as planning is the most important in an organization because it helps to prepare a sequence of action steps to achieve some specific goal. This means that an organization must have different steps of action so that it can help the organization to achieve their goal. Also, it helps to set objective and determine a course of action to achieve a goal. Again, it defines the goal of the company future. With this, based on how the employees follow the plan of the organization, that will bring the image of the company in the future. So moving forward on the description of organizing function in an organization, I found that organizing applied the example of relationships among workers and making the best of resources required to permit the successful carrying out plan. To mean that with organization, employees need to follow those plans that are planned before so that by organizing them, it can be easy to achieve the goal. This means that organizing helps in applying examples relationships among workers to allow successful carrying out the plan. This shows if there is a plan, organizing is there to help employees by making that those plans so that they can achieve the goal. I found that there are different tasks and the law that are in organizing function. I found that organizing function as is important because it contains the plan of individual job with the organization. This means that in the organization there are many different employees. With this, organizing helps to identify each and everyone jobs in their organization. Also, it assigns human resource to ensure accomplishment of objectives. So some tasks that are in organization, I found that organizer coordinates schedule of the company, to know that the at work will start work at this specific time and end on this specific time. Again, it perform administrative duties. Again, it generates leaders and network. Also, it maintain a personal supply. So moving forward, I found that about the description of staffing function, I found that staffing refers to the process of finding the right employees with appropriate qualification or experience and recruitment them to fill the position. To mean that staffing are there to help organization to recruit the employees who have qualification and experience so that they can fill the opposition. Some responsibilities that are under staffing function, I found that there is job analysis, recruitment, hiring people with necessary skills, and providing training to the employees. So this is most important because a manager are there to see how the employees work and can decide to recruit other employees based on how the first employees are working. Also, about the description of reading function, I found that reading determined what needs to be done in a situation and getting people to do it. This means that this means that in the organization there must be a leader who will know what to achieve in the organization, when to achieve it, and how. With this, if you are a leader of a given group, in your group you had something to accomplish, the leader will be there to collect all necessary things which that are needed, that will help you to accomplish the goal by dividing different tasks on different groups so that he or she can make sure that they finish the work. This is mostly happen in our daily life because since we have different a group to participate on with a common purpose, you will know that who accomplish this task and how. Then in the organization also they need the leader who will make sure that there are some activities that are completed. So I found that a leader plays different role in the organization, such as it facilitates other in the organization. Also the leader be a coach of others. Also a leader help them in deciding in making the decision. So about the responsibilities, I found that a leader motivates the group member, also instruct and discipline the people they are in charge. Also a leader share the information and set a goal. Again, a leader use communication skills by brainstorming different ideas. So again, about description of controlling function in organization, I found that controlling check the use of outcome against predictive plan and making adjustment when necessary so that the goal can be achieved. This means that a controller is in charge of checking something went wrong by implementing new ideas so that a goal can be achieved. This helps the organization to be developed since there is something that's going wrong in the organization. A controller is there to help them to implement other new ideas so that they can achieve that goal. Some responsibilities that are that are assigned by the controller, I found that a controller coordinates and prepare internal and external financial statement. Also, he or she plan, direct, and coordinate all accounting operations function. Again, he or she manage the budget process. Again, he or she coordinates activities of external auditor. So this is how coordinator work in the organization. So moving forward about description of three management style, by starting on directing style, I found that this style promotes learning through listening and following direction. To mean that here people need to understand well the direction and follow them. With this style, a manager tells the employee what to do, how to do it, and when it's been to be done. With this, in the dialecting, a manager are there to tell employee what to do, how to do it, and when he needs or she needs to achieve that. Here, employees will make sure that they understand well and they follow all directions so that they can achieve a goal. I remember one day I was in charge of directing a group which we had a goal of building house of vulnerable. At that time, I tell the group member that we need to accomplish that task at the end of the day. So with this, I tried my best to collaborate with them by providing different direction. Also, I tell them how we can do it and when we want to accomplish that task. So the group member helped me when that at that time because they understand what I tell them and they followed my direction. After that time, we accomplished the goal as we set it. So with this, there are some strengths and weaknesses of dialecting. I found that in different strengths, there is a dialector must provide clear information. This is most important because in the way the lector providing unclear information, the employees will not know well what to do. That's why a director needs to provide clear information so that he or she can help the employees to know what to do on the right time. Also, the elector must be a role model in the group. With this, if he or she tell the employees that we need to do this at this time and he or she be absent without communicating, at that time the employees will judge him or her. This will affect the business. Also, the elector must be strong and resolute, to mean that the elector, if met with something challenging, he or she must be strong in the situation so that they can help their employees. About some weaknesses, the elector face the challenges when he or she provides the instruction to the employee and realize that the employee do not follow them. At that time, this will be a challenges and weakness of the director since they provide the direction and the employees doesn't follow it. Again, they tend to be very harsh. When errors are made, to mean that if they provide the direction and the employees doesn't follow them, it will be something bad for him or her since the employees doesn't work well on the assigned task. So about description of delegating. With delegating style, I found that this style promotes learning through empowerment. This means that a manager nominates tasks that employees work on independently, either individually or in a group. This helps a manager to track the performance of the employees. This means that if a manager provides different tasks on the employees and they tell them you need to work on them independently, you can work with the individual, or he or she must put the group so that those employees can accomplish those tasks. With this, I remember when I applied this delegating style is when I was a representative of our youth community. We had different tasks where we're supposed to visit different quarters in our community by teaching them about saving. With this, I divided the task with the people where I provided an individual task and a group task. This helped me to track the performance of each person in the group, since each and everyone will going to provide his or her message, and then after he can bring to me the result. This helped me to know how the participant participate in that activity, and I found the result. With this, with this delegating style, it helps the learning through empowerment, since each and everyone need to know that she is his responsibility or her responsibility. So about strength and the weaknesses of delegating, I found that in some strength, provide the task to the employees, that is the strength of delegating. Encourage employees, checking with the employees. So I must reuse there's a three strength when I was in charge of encouraging the employees by telling, hey, did you do this and this, how do you this, what the challenges you meet while you are doing this helped me to know how they are working, and it helped me to encourage them in participating in that action. So some of their weaknesses is not specific about the time for the task. They provide the challenging task and the lack of motivation to the employees. These are most challenges, these are most weaknesses that this delegating style had. When they not specify the time and how the employees will work on that time, maybe they will do the procrastination since that task has is the prior, but because of he or she not specify the time, it will affect them. So about the description of discussion, I found that discussion style promote learning through interaction. This means that this style help people learning during to how people interact themselves. With this, a manager encourage critical thinking and fostering discussion by asking employees questions about problems and opportunities or issue must be resolved. This help the organization to be developed. The sense manager are aware of the problem and issues that are affecting the employees. It will be easy for them to find the solution. So with this style, I realized that when we were preparing the campaign of teaching youth in community about saving, I used to open discussion with the group member so that each and everyone can be open to share his or her idea. After that, I guided them by showing how we can work to resolve different issues that are presented. This helped us to achieve our goal since we set the goal of teaching youth about saving and we provided the message clearly. This helped us to achieve our goal. Some of the strengths and weaknesses of discussions, I found that they listen to the employees, also encourage employees, again, decision maker. Those are the strengths that this discussion style have. About the weaknesses, not open to the employees. In the time, a manager does not open to the employees, how the employees will tell him or her about the problem that their face is. So also they don't allow employees to dominate the discussion. Again, they make employees insecure in the discussion. These are the weaknesses that affect the organization. Since the manager don't allow employee to dominate the discussion, he or she will going there and present himself or herself the ideas, and the employees will accept it since their contribution will be the most helpful to the organization. So in conclusion, I found that in the organization, manager are the person who is responsible for controlling and administrating the resources of an organization. This shows that they play a big role in an organization and they have to pay attention for responsibilities. With this, if they commit with one mistakes in their responsibilities, it can affect the whole organization. That's why they need to pay attention in the organization since they can recruit the employee, control how they work, things like that. A manager must pay a great attention about their responsibilities. So the next one is the references that contains where I got the information that supports my ideas. So this is the end of my presentation. Thank you.